Hi there, you guys, and welcome back to SA Social Media News, where we get to bring you the hottest, hip, and happening entertainment news. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thobile Mseleku recently spoke to Chesa Live regarding her joining the Real Housewives of Durban, and in the interview talked about the negative comments she has been receiving regarding her marriage to polygamist Mseleku and her coming from the rural areas. Here's that interview, you guys.
Oh, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Yes.
So, firstly, I definitely have to thank you so much for taking the time out to chat to us, especially since you just mentioned there are kids around. But let's talk about just you were celebrating the fact that you just made a debut on Real Housewives of Durban. How has that experience been for you? Because this is the second time around that you're doing it since Utado Nestembu. How would you actually compare the two now, since the focus is on you?
Okay, TV is TV. Reality is reality. But obviously, when you are now doing it to different people, strangers, if I may call them, people that you have no relationship with, it's different. But what's good about the reality is that you do you. So whether you're with people that you know or people that you do not know, you still do you. So it is not that difficult. Obviously, I came last on the show as I think I found everyone there already, including the two new ladies. So it wasn't that easy, to adapt, because I found people who have already started, creating some relationship, who had already have some things that they know about one another. So here I come, I'm new altogether. So it wasn't easy to just, understand them at first. So it took me some time. But it's something that I went in already knowing that I'm going to need some time to get to know them before I can, be free to, do whatever, say whatever, because you just don't want to step on other people's toes, not even realizing, because you just do not know them. I know my character might be, I'm an alchemist, so sometimes even dealing with my family, sometimes I would just, find out that, they're not okay with whatever that I said or did, but I'm free, I don't do anything or whatever. Not realizing that other people now are no longer, happy, because I call myself a popcorn, so sometimes people would just be offended over small things, especially when you love people genuinely and you wouldn't have any reservations when you're dealing with them. Maybe it's not the same with you. So, yeah. But now I think, I'm okay now.
Love it. You know what I actually want to know before I jump into the mouthful that you've already shared with me? Who was the first, who would you say was amongst the housewives, the first one to even embrace you into the circle of, okay, you just being introduced and last week's episode, who was the first to embrace you?
I would say that it was Sarisha, because it happened that I shot a scene with her without her knowledge that I was actually coming to be part of them. So for me to try to get, the inside info, I had to invite her in studio and do some a radio interview with her, whereas I was trying to get some information from her. So she did not know. So when I arrived, she already knew my face, and she was surprised that, I've been with this lady doing an interview. Little did I know that she was the one that was coming, And then after that, automatically, she just embraced me, and even that our husbands know one another. It was easy like that. She was the first one. The second one was Nunku. She got to meet with her the first time. She just gave me a warm welcome, and made me understand that she already knew about me, not that I'm coming, but she knows me, and she always wanted to meet with me, and she would love to be a friend with me, even outside of cameras, so it was also easy like that. So I would mention those two.
I love the fact that you also mentioned Nonku, because when it comes to her online backlash, she just painted as like a different type of human being. And your experience is lighter and it's different. Like, how would you actually describe her as a person? And do you think she's actually just misunderstood?
Shame, Unonku is definitely misunderstood. She's one person who's, I wouldn't say she's like me, but she just doesn't have a filter. She says it like it is, and whatever that she feels, she just, adore it. So I think that what makes her look like, a bad person. But basically, she's a good person. She doesn't hold grudges. She just doesn't like conflict. She would want to address issues with other people. You know how people are. When you are a straight talker, they wouldn't want you. They would just feel like you are too much, and they will be like, you don't know what to say and what not to say to other people. But it's normally, with her, it normally comes from a very, very good place. And also, she loves everyone. And it's very difficult for other people to even believe that when she says she loves you, it's true, because she's always found in conflict because of her character. But basically, she's a good person.
You also touched on just the family dynamics, and I want to ease into that by saying that, I mean, obviously when you joined the show, your husband was the first one to know, right? So
yes.
How did you get to telling the rest of the family?
So because of the dynamics of the family, I couldn't be the one telling them. Firstly, I had to wait before I made my first part on the show, because you wouldn't know who is going to speak to who, and then it's going to end up getting to the wives before I even met them for the first time. So it was a secret. So we had to keep it to ourselves, just me, my husband, and my daughter, because I would film with her from time to time, and those close friends of mine. And then I got to inform them through Tombeni after the first after I met them for the first time, which is what I believe is going to begin this week. So he then told them that I'm filming something in Durban. He's coming with me. After we have filmed and finished, he then sent them a message to tell them that actually this is what Umakumado is filming. And then that, because I didn't want it to be me, you wouldn't know. You would think that you are just informing people, whereas they were going to take it maybe a wrong way and feel like you're bragging or anything. So I never wanted that to happen. So I wanted to be sure. I knew after I had spoken to them, they were going to come back to me. Then I will get to speak to them about it. So that's how it happened.
Okay, so how is that message being sent? Is it a WhatsApp? Is it a WhatsApp group? Is it a private message?
No, I do not know. I do not know, because I only received their messages congratulating me after he has spoken to them.
Oh, nice. And nice.
Yes,
so have they seen? Do you know whether they've seen the show yet? Other wives, the rest of your family?
They watched season 1. They are watching this as well.
Nice. Do you know what their response was to the recent episode?
No. I haven't got time to spend with them, and I only spoken to them about the show before it even started airing. But now, no, because I was away, still filming, so I haven't got time. I'm only home. I only got home on Friday. So, I was still trying to rest and all, and trying to, So I haven't been with them.
Okay.
And I think we are also all very busy. We are doing other things. Yeah.
I wanted to also speak about just the misunderstanding of women. I know you also mentioned that, remember, I even said I was going to come back to that question where you mentioned that even when it comes to family dynamics as well, like when it comes to a misunderstanding, there's a way that you handle it. One could actually be in a room with a group of girls and anticipate a quarrel to come about, and how you deal with it is obviously what matters. So with you obviously having to maybe from time to time butt heads or whatever with the other wives, do you use those same lessons and apply them in this type of an instinct? Have you even had any quarrels on the show? I know that's something that you said you were not willing to do anyway.
No, because I'm doing me, so obviously I'm used to big family. I'm also used to dealing with different women with different characters. So luckily for me, with that experience, it becomes very easy, to deal with people. I'm one person who likes to, before even attending to maybe an issue or a conflict, I would love to understand where this person is coming from. And I think it helps a lot because you get to understand why would a person do this to you, and it's going to help you not to take things personal all the time, and you'll just take your time to address them accordingly. Also to understand people with their different characters will also help you to know how to deal with this one and how to deal with that one, So that way you will end up, winning almost all the arguments because you know the how part, So I think it's helping a lot. And on the show as well, definitely when you are with the girls, definitely there will be some misunderstandings and all. But it's very important how you respond to those misunderstandings. I think so far so good.
Lovely. And I mean, since also because I was reading your Q&A with Showmax where you mentioned that there are certain values and cultural things that could be compromised on the show because of your family dynamics. Have there been any requests, ultimatums, or anything of that sort that you've been given by the family, or even just the husband request to say that, no, please just leave this aside, or anything like that?
Not at all. Luckily, I've been living this life for 14 years, so I understand it very well. I wouldn't need anyone, to remind me of who I am and what life am I living. So it has never happened. I just know it's a matter of how you weigh, how you speak, who you sit, who you spend time with, where you go, where you do not go, all those things. It will compromise, your family business. But other than that, it's not much.
Right. Do you go through social media when the show is on in any way? And just see the comments and the responses from fans and like the audience and what they're saying on social media. Do you look at that?
I actually do. I know most people would say, don't look at the social media. You're not going to deal with those people. But with me and the experience that I have on the reality show, I do. I am actually one person who likes criticism because I really do not like to deal with people who love me.
Oh, okay.
Because when people love you, they will sometimes not even tell you when you are wrong. They will sometimes not even have a courage to discipline you or to try and, make you, because they will forever be scared that you might get hurt by what they're going to say to you. I'm not saying I don't like to deal with them. I love them. It's good. They're already on my side. So they are less of my problem. So I like to go to social media because I know it's cruel. Very cruel. People are cruel. People are just telling it like it is, and I respect their views. And it's not everything that they're going to say that will be true and that will make me or break me. But I still want to see so that I can always try and and learn. You need, in life, there's no way that you can say, now I'm perfect. I'm at the point where I don't need to learn anything. I don't need to change anything. I don't need to, do things different. So when you go there, they will criticize. It's up to you how you look at the criticism. With me, I always take them constructively and see what can I do, what I cannot do. If it's something I cannot change, obviously I won't change it, and it won't even affect me. But if it's something that I can still work on trying to become better, I'll do that. So that's why I like social media so much, because they just tell you as it is. And they love you today, they hate you tomorrow. You also don't have to take it to heart. Because they watch one episode at a time, and then they will criticize you based on it, or judge you based on it. Tomorrow they're watching a different one. The person that was a favorite yesterday is no longer a favorite tomorrow. So you also need to understand that. So it's just their opinions, and based on what they see on TV doesn't really make you. Most of the things that are said on social media, I know who I am, So yeah, I do.
So with having recently made your debut, what was your response? Especially, I like the fact that you went on social media, which means this conversation is not foreign to you at all. So the response to firstly your home was a big woo-ha for some reason. How did you take to that?
Obviously, people are so used to Uthando Nesithembu, and they are familiar with my home. So definitely, if you are now talking of a real housewife, now you are dealing with people who are living a different lifestyle than the lifestyle that I'm living. But it doesn't change the fact that my home is in Umzumbe, Emakaya. I'm coming from here, and which is one of the other reasons why I'm on the show, because the producers also wanted to show another, they also wanted to show that you can be a woman from the rural areas and still be able to live with the women in from the, not township, what is it?
Just okay.
I forgot the word, but you can basically be able to live both lives, but it still won't change who you are. And I didn't have to move my house and put it in Umhlanga to fit on the Real Housewives. They wanted this element of the rural areas. If they wanted the element of the urban life or urban lifestyle, they would have, filmed from Durban, because I have a place in Durban, but they don't want that. They already have. So much or so many people from the urban areas, so it's also to just show people, it doesn't matter where you stay or where you live. It's actually, what actually matters is that you can still mingle with other people from different levels, different class, and different lifestyles, and you can still do it, So there's nothing wrong with my house. I absolutely see nothing wrong, and I will forever show them this house or this home, because I don't want people to think that for you to be a great person you need to move from your roots, you need to go somewhere and shine somewhere. No, you can still hold it from on your roots and still be with people, from the urban areas. So it's very wrong to think, Oguti, for you to be seen as a person who speaks in some way, in some kind of life, you need to move from your roots. I really don't like that.
And was that an editorial decision, or was that your intention from the beginning, when to shoot from your home? Sorry, I'm going to butcher this word. Umzumbe, right?
From Umzumbe.
There
was no way that they would say I go and shoot somewhere else. Remember, people already know me. So if you take someone who's already known to the public, you cannot change that person, because it's going to look like it's a lie. So you can't take Umakumalo wasemzumbe that is already known as a rural housewife and take her and say no, now she's an urban housewife. That's gonna look like a lie.
Yeah.
Even on the show on Uthando Nestembo, we do show that we have other apartments in different places, but still our show is rooted in Umzumbe. You know, because we wanted to be like that.
Yeah.
So definitely, if they wanted me on the show, they had to come and respect the fact that I live in the rural area. Luckily for me, I didn't have to convince them. They wanted that. Yes.
I like the fact that I don't know if I'm also just, I don't know. You threw me the bow, and I'm just gonna grab it. When you say we wanted it to be like that, we being you and your husband, you and your family, that sounds like a preempted conversation.
No. I would still love them to fill me from a Kaya Mzumbe, where people know me, where people know that I stay and act. And then when I say them, I mean the producers of the show.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So it was just an agreement that this is what we're going to display of my life.
Obviously, I'll spend most of my time in Durban because of work, but it still won't take away the fact that I work in Durban and I stay in Umzumbe. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can stay in Durban Monday to Friday and only go home over the weekends, but it doesn't take away the fact that Umzumbe is still my home.
I even like the fact that because you understand the character, the nature of social media, nobody saw a clap back from you at all. Even after other people were saying it was beautiful, other people were saying, "How can't you? Why?" You didn't even say anything. You didn't even feel the need to say anything. Why was that?
I'll never say a word, my friend. I'll never say a word. And what I like about TV is that I like about both people on social media and TV. TV is still going to play. The show is still going to continue. Some things are still going to be revealed on the show. And that is why I was touching on that thing of saying they will love you today and love you tomorrow. They will discover something about you today and discover another thing about you tomorrow. So for me, I don't have to go and say, do you know that I also have another apartment?
Yeah.
Apartment. Because the show will still reveal whatever that is true about me. And to the people that are now, happy about and they are home, the show is still going to reveal if you have a home or not. If you have a house in Durban or not. If you rent a place and call it your house, it's still going to air on the show. So you just don't have to do nothing. This is TV, guys.
It is TV. It is TV.
It is TV because it will ruin the show if now we have to go and say, do you know that when a kid has a house, even if it's in Umzumbe, do you know that so and so doesn't have, you think?
Yeah.
It won't be okay. Let's wait for the show.
Let's wait.
Continue.
I wanna ask you two closing questions. Is this reality show what you expected? What were the things that you were taken aback by?